The Lost Manual of Life. The 36 Universal Laws. Life on Earth is a team game, and it is essential to learn the rules. When we follow the spiritual laws, we can create heaven on Earth. Life on Earth has become a life of its own because the rules have been forgotten or hidden. Relationships are based on the need and desire for control. Success is measured by material gains and possessions. The predominant emotions have been anger, pain, fear, because we concentrate on physical and sexual sensations. We take ourselves too seriously, we criticize and judge ourselves, and all these actions lead us to feel tense and out of control. Life becomes a power struggle and disharmony prevails, but the time is coming when people are not satisfied with need and ambition, and for this it is necessary to learn the rules, work as a team, and play fair. Social structures are beginning to break down, and you can become an example of how this game can be played. If you follow the spiritual rules, you can reach enlightenment with a feeling of unity and live in love, compassion, and trust, and not allow anyone to lead you astray. Our greatest joy is to serve humanity and the universe. On Earth, there is free will, and we can choose to follow the laws or not. We reap the rewards and bear the consequences if we don't. Your higher self or soul makes certain decisions before you arrive on Earth based on the experiences and challenges you need for your evolution. From choosing a difficult parent, meeting the person you marry because you have karma to pay, or losing a child because your soul needs to experience loss. These pre-birth decisions are inevitable, but you have the free will to deal with each of these circumstances, and you can control the other things in your life. There are certain stops and flights reserved in advance, but what you do the rest of the time is up to you. As you follow the spiritual laws, it is revealed to you what your mission is here, and your clarity and purpose fills you with joy. In 2012, there was an awakening and a quantum leap, and following these laws now allows you to be the master of your own life. As above, so below. This applies the concept of the fractal universe and the assimilation that everything repeats itself in the cosmos. The creation we experience is the one that replicates itself in a systematic and fractal way throughout the universe. Our world is just a smaller scale replica, and you yourself are a small, fractured universe. We are a micro-universe within the universe. We are made of the same matter, and we function on the same principles. As it is inside, so it is outside. Just like the previous statement, directionality is indifferent, and reality replicates itself regardless of the direction it takes. In this specific case, it is our inner world that will replicate itself in our environment. As you are, so is your life. What is inside you will influence everything that surrounds you. Our inner world replicates itself on the outside. What you see outside is a reflection of what you have inside. Law of Petition. We ask and the universe listens. If you need help, ask for it. But we must be careful not to act where it is not required, because our help will be misunderstood and discarded. If we are to ask for help, we must assume the consequences of this, and karma will be passed on to us if help is not needed. On the spiritual level, the help that is asked for goes through the correct application of our request. The yes or no must disappear from our requests, and the request should be formulated in a positive way, away from the material. We should not ask, "I want money," but ask for what will help you get it, such as a job or the correct completion of a project. Law of Attraction. Your energetic vibration will cause you to attract or repel that which comes into your life according to your state. You will attract everything that is equal to you, and you will repel anything that is not similar to your current state. The beneficial application of this law involves a necessary change of attitude. You will attract all that is similar to you. If you are positive, you will attract all that flows on your same wavelength. If, on the contrary, you are negative and your attitude is pessimistic, that is what will arrive. The energetic vibration causes the same vibrations to be attracted or repelled. For example, he who vibrates in forgiveness, gratitude, and love attracts abundance and prosperity. Whoever vibrates in resentment, judgment, and fear attracts negative things and people into his or her life. Keep in mind that once you attract that which feels in tune with you, everything that isn't equal will leave your life and match your state. Law of resistance. We are our own worst obstacle. If you resist, you will be condemned to repeat it. You must accept what comes and let it flow. We must not be obsessed. We must open up and accept ourselves. You must repeat what you want in the right way so that it can materialize. Avoid unconscious resistance to being happy and fulfilled. What resists, persists. If you keep putting your energy into what you don't want instead of what you do want, you will keep getting what you don't want. For example, I diet so I don't get fat is not the same as I nourish my body properly so I can be healthy and beautiful. Law of reflection. Everything around you is a reflection of yourself. Change yourself and you will change what surrounds you. It's that simple. We should not try to change anything external without first having changed ourselves. Identify your own reflection in your environment and change what you do not like about yourself first. Change yourself, and then your surroundings will, in turn, change. Law of projection. We project into our environment what we are, both good and bad. Assuming that we are part of the problem is the first step towards the solution. We tend to project onto others the defects we ourselves possess. Identify what you project and you will know how you are as an individual. There are things about ourselves that we cannot or will not see because they hurt or embarrass us, so we see them in others. If you do not tolerate hypocritical people, you are seeing in others your own hypocrisy. Law of attachment. We must detach ourselves from everything that prevents us from growing. Attachment to feelings, matter, or people prevents anything new from coming into our lives. We must detach ourselves from everything that prevents us from growing, be it people, objects, moments, stages, places, or anything that prevents us from being free. Only by leaving attachments will we begin to grow and evolve. Our happiness doesn't depend on these things. Letting go of this dependency will make you more free. Law of attention. Focusing our attention on what you desire will cause the universe to conspire for you to achieve it. Focus your attention in a decisive and correct way, and it will only be a matter of time. The amount of attention you devote to that which you seek will be proportional to the amount you get from that which you manifest. Concentrating your attention on what you desire will put the universe to work for you. Usually, the way the universe sends you what you want is by chance, so you should pay close attention to that which appears in your life from nowhere. Law of the flow. Nothing is static and everything flows. This is the basic premise. The only permanent thing in life is change. You must not encumber your feelings, nor your most precious possessions. Allow them to flow, and they will come back to you multiplied. Flow with life, allow it to happen, and you will get what you want. Let your emotions and feelings flow like water. If they get stagnant, they will rot. You must allow them to be released and manifest without fear, like a river, pure and fresh. Law of abundance. Take abundance as something innate to you. Let it come to you and do not feel guilty. Be grateful and allow abundance to fill your life. Happiness, love, joy, success prosperity, and generosity will then flow to you, if you do not prevent it with false merit and guilty beliefs. You deserve abundance in your life, and it is time for you to enjoy it. You are abundant simply because you are part of the universe. Feel abundant and grateful for this. You deserve abundance. To be lacking is a state of mind based on fear and guilt. Law of clarity. If you are clear about what you want, there will be no obstacle to your achieving it. The more concrete and concise your psychic focus, the easier it will be to make it happen. Achieving your goals quickly and concisely will depend on your clarity of focus. The more precise a vision, the easier it will be for you to reach it. Law of intent. Intention is powerful, even more so than your wants and desires. Your intention is concise and concrete, and therefore quickly evaluated and assumed by the universe. Putting the right intention into your actions will be enough to make them manifest accordingly. This law is subject to karma, and the consequences of your intentions will be assumed and added. Pay attention not only to what you wish, but to what you wish it for. For example, I want a role in politics. You may have the best intentions to help build a better society, but if your ego is looking for recognition or a way to access material wealth, you will have to deal with the law of karma. Law of prosperity. You are a prosperous being by default. Being fertile or barren depends on your mental focus. This law implies a systematic change in your approach to be applied for your benefit. Think, speak, and act like a prosperous individual, and you will see the fruits grow. Apathy, fear, and passivity play against you. You must feel capable, enhance your virtues, and you will become a prosperous being. You are a prosperous being by the simple fact of being born. Remove false humility from your life. Think, speak, and behave like a prosperous person to receive the prosperity you deserve. The law of demonstration. You are a spiritual being, and you are in permanent contact with the universe. It will try, by all means, to give you what you ask for, and to manifest your reality for you. Focus your thoughts on that which you desire, and it will manifest. We create our own reality, and it takes shape at our will. You can do this consciously or unconsciously. Having this knowledge means that we can unconsciously manipulate our reality and shape it to our desires. You just have to want to. Although we were brought up to adapt to circumstances beyond our control, we are the creators of our own reality. Making the unconscious conscious allows you to have the clarity necessary to create the life you want to live. Law of success. Success is usually related to material goods, but this is not success. Success is a total and sincere belief in yourself. The confidence placed in your own actions will determine success in achieving them. Success in your life is proportional to the confidence you place in yourself to achieve it. Living successfully will depend solely on the blind faith you place in yourself. Success does not equal fame and fortune, but total and sincere credibility and confidence in yourself and your unlimited possibilities. Living successfully means living in congruence with what you feel, think, say, and do. Most of the time, success means meeting the needs of your spirit over those of your ego. Law of Equilibrium and Polarity. Our existence is polarized, and our mission is to find the right balance. If we move away from this center and go to extremes, life will compensate us with the opposite. A life of wealth will end with a life of poverty. An executioner will become a victim as a consequence. Living in a balanced way will prevent us from being absorbed by polarity and having to compensate in our next life. Our existence is polarized, and the hope of peaceful incarnation is to find the right balance between the two poles, to integrate them into us. It is not about being black or white, but grey, neither cold nor hot, but warm. For example, you don't need to give away all your goods to the poor and live on charity, nor is it about living in opulence and absolute luxury. What is desirable is to find the balance between both polarities. Law of karma. Every action has a consequence or reaction. Keeping this maxim in mind will cause us to meditate on all our actions and assume their fruits. Everything that you give, sooner or later, you receive. Be it thought or action, all that we do will be added up and collated. If you give love, you receive love. But if you give hate, you expect nothing else. Our thoughts, our words, and our deeds are boomerangs, which once thrown will return to you irretrievably, and you will have to purge in your next existence. Newton's second law is very clear. To every action there is an equal reaction, but in the opposite direction. For his part, Jesus Christ said, "He who kills with iron dies." Everything you give, you receive sooner or later. To know what you give, observe what you receive. Law of reincarnation. Nothing is destroyed, but transformed. We will incarnate again until we are our own masters. Reincarnation is subject to experimentation and spiritual growth, which often remains unfinished after death. We review our existence and we keep for the next one what we have left to learn and to settle. Settling these two accounts will make your spiritual evolution complete, and you will leave this wheel. This law is closely related to the previous one. The evils of the present existence are the fruits of undue causes and great injustices sown by each one in his former life, and which now, in the present, come to produce their due effect, their natural fruits, since one reaps only what one sows and nothing else. The purpose of reincarnation is to evolve. Each incarnation represents an opportunity to improve, to fix, to elevate the bad things done in the past, whether we remember those or not. Law of responsibility. To assume our mastery is to assume our responsibility. To be responsible for ourselves and our actions is the first step to being your own master. The universe gives us responsibilities and allows us to manage them and to prove our own mastery. Having people in our care, such as children or the sick, will decide the extent to which your responsibility speaks for you. The knowledge and power that comes with your responsibility after the correct use of wisdom in your actions, used for common good, will be rewarded, and you will be able to settle important karmic debts. Being responsible for yourself and your actions is the first step to becoming your own master. True freedom is about taking responsibility for the positive and negative consequences of our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Law of discernment. Apply your intuition to everything you do. Make your decisions and choices consciously and intuitively. Your inner voice never deceives you. Be guided by it and succeed in what you undertake. Avoid judgment of others. Stay away from programs that limit your discernment, including racism, sexism, or fanaticism. They will prevent you from making the correct decisions and cause discrimination without hearing your inner self. Make your decisions and choices consciously and intuitively. Heed your sixth sense. Your inner voice never misleads you. It does not make mistakes. To listen to it, just silence your mind to connect with your higher self. You can do this via yoga, meditation, or any contemplative technique. Law of affirmation. Constantly affirm what you want to transform into, what you want to accomplish, and what you want to change. Assume that role and everything will be transformed so that you can achieve it. We tend to affirm ourselves in an incorrect way constantly. We don't think we deserve anything, and we affirm ourselves in a negative way, most of the time in an unconscious way. Affirm yourself in what you want to become what you seek. Affirmations are thoughts or words that are repeated until they penetrate the conscious mind and become part of your mental programming. They reaffirm your thoughts and words and have a very powerful effect on your behavior. First, you have to listen to it. Listen to yourself in order to know what remains hidden in the unconscious, and then modify it. Usually, there are statements recorded in the unconscious mind that get in the way. For example, I'm not good at maths. Things change when affirmations are made from the positive. I understand mathematics, and I like it. Law of prayer. Ask in faith in a concrete and correct way, and it will be granted to you. All our thoughts are prayers in themselves. When we feel distressed or worried, we utter a negative prayer. We must focus and formulate our prayers in a positive way. We are in direct and permanent contact with the source. The universe listens to us and takes note. The result of your prayers will come to you if the result is right in your existence or helps you in some way to grow. Religious people pray that their God will do them the favor of helping them. Spiritual people understand that the only way out of chaos is through order. They ask to order the universe in your favor. There are beings of light whose purpose of existence is to serve us. The only condition they have is that they cannot intervene without being asked. Let them come to you. They are there to serve you in everything you ask of them, in your health, work, etc. Law of meditation. Unlike prayer, where we speak to God, in meditation we are the ones who listen to Him. Silence our mind so that His knowledge may come to us. Seek knowledge through meditation and it will be given to you. Meditate on all your decisions and the wisdom you need to grow will come to you. This meditation does not require any special exercise. Just be quiet and listen. The answer will come to you when it is really useful and precise. Unlike the previous law, this one is about listening. Silencing the mind represents connecting with the unlimited resources of the spirit and quieting our finite mind. Meditation involves contacting the spirit, your higher self, with all that the ego does not understand and therefore denies and disqualifies. There are hundreds of techniques. Practice the one that suits you best. Law of challenge. It is a tool for spiritual evolution in which will be our channel. Throughout our existence, we will be constantly challenged, and our free will make us overcome these pitfalls. Being spiritually tempted by others around us, who challenge us to perform certain acts or to repeat them in a systematic and constant way, will depend on our ability to be awake and alert and to identify these challenges, to save them adequately through our power of choice. You will always be subjected to these challenges, and it is your ability to choose that will ultimately lead to your success. The greatest challenge is to realize that we live in the matrix and that nothing is as we are told. To become aware that reality is not what we were imposed upon and that we are not what we are told we are represents a challenge for us. Since our mind was programmed in a way that resists change because we fear being rejected by the rest of the inhabitants of the matrix. You can choose to continue living in the world that they created to enslave you, or venture out to find the truth that they denied you. Law of frequency and vibration. We are sources of energy in a constant vibration and at a certain frequency. Everything in the universe is vibrating at a certain frequency, and depending on this, its matter will be more or less dense. Our planet is in itself a low-density orb, but from December 2012, it began to increase its vibration. The planet is a living entity, and we need to be in tune with its vibration. We are physical beings. Our emotions will influence our vibration, with fear being the lowest frequency and love the highest. All low vibrations are related to negative feelings and thoughts. They will make you lower your frequency, and by default, your universe will be shaped to this state. If, on the contrary, your emotions are positive, you are happy, kind, and empathetic, you will raise your frequency and vibration. Negative emotions such as fear, shame, anger, and sadness keep you at a low vibration. Therefore, you attract people and situations of that same vibration to you. Positive emotions and feelings such as joy, love, forgiveness, interest, and enjoyment tune you into the vibration of Mother Earth, and that is where prosperity, abundance, happiness, and evolution are. The frequencies are divided into degrees of density. The higher the vibrational frequency, the less dense a physical body will be. This is often confused with dimensions. The various states of physical density are limited by our ability to emit positive vibrations, the highest being direct contact with the Source or God. Law of miracles. Miracles are the consequence of a correct existence. There are some small signs that permanently indicate that you are on the right path, and the achievement is your own divinity. Nothing is accidental, but the cause of your own spiritual growth. Be aware and read the signs. They are there to communicate that you are doing it right. Those hunches and those coincidences will be the pattern. As you are living in unconditional love and using forgiveness in a sincere way, your karma will be relieved and miracles will materialize. We call everything that our mind cannot explain miracles, but in reality the spirit is full of infinite possibilities. The dense matter is governed by certain laws, but the subtle is governed by others that offer unlimited possibilities to those who know and are familiar with them. It is precisely from the subtle that coincidences and synchronicities are created to generate one's own reality. Law of healing. We are our own healers. Negative thoughts and feelings will provoke your illness, transmute them, and achieve your own healing. Encountering our feelings will obscure the being of light that you are. We are energy, and that energy is light, the sum of all the spectra. Sound, vibration, and color, each color is associated with an emotion. Varying any of these factors or empowering one over the other will cause us to be sick, and only by balancing ourselves will we be healed. Illnesses are a product of thoughts and emotions. By discovering the emotional cause of physical illness, we can transcend the problems that impede our evolution. In reality, physical illness is a great teacher that indicates what needs to be corrected in our lives. Law of purification. We are pure beings in essence. Negativity and bad feelings tarnish and obscure this state. To purify ourselves is to cleanse ourselves of all the negative rust that we accumulate with the succession of experiences and dramas that flood our lives. Purify not only your body and your mind, but also your environment. Avoid the negative influences that are emitted by those around you or those that reach you through different means. All this will leave a deposit in your unconscious, and that will finally be reflected in your life. We must approach the highest knowledge of the universe in our purest state, that is, leaving the ego aside. The mind and the emotions will try to filter all the spiritual teaching through their circuits, but in reality, you don't need to understand anything, but to dare to live it. The more you free your body from toxins, the higher your vibratory frequency by releasing negative emotions and thoughts, the more you will tune into the right frequency to receive the sacred teaching. Law of perspective. Our perspective controls the capacity of our environment. The clearest example is time. Depending on our state of mind and our perspective, time will pass more slowly or more quickly. If we are in a situation of boredom, the minutes will seem like hours, and if we are comfortable and happy, the hours will seem like minutes. Even in situations of extreme stress or panic, time will seem to freeze. All this is just a point of view. The beautiful or the ugly, the good and the bad do not exist. It is only our perspective that gives the labels to things. Everything will be according to your own point of view. This law refers to the glass being half full or half empty. Some people see a layoff as an opportunity to find something better. others as a failure. Some see a divorce as a shipwreck, some see it as a teaching. The reality depends on how you look at life. You can use the positive or the negative, and according to the glasses used, will be the reality you live. Law of gratitude. Be grateful. When abundance and success come to you, prevent it from transforming you. Be thankful for what you receive and allow that energy to go its way. Allow everything to flow properly and be grateful for everything that comes into your life. Whether it's better or worse, you must draw a lesson from that experience. Then be grateful for everything that touches you. You are not what you have, but what you need for your growth. Gratitude is a very high energy. To vibrate in it is synonymous with greatness. A state of gratitude leads to a state of grace. Be thankful for all the good things you receive, and you are sure that they will multiply. But also be thankful for what is apparently not so good, as it is coming into your life to teach you something that will make you evolve. Law of blessings. With our blessing, we emit toward those who need our positive energy. We don't need a ritual or a concrete prayer, just our presence, our support, and to focus our positive thoughts toward that person who needs us. We bless with our unconditional love those who ask us for help, and we give them the possibility to transform themselves with that energy emanating from us. Cursing implies criticism, judgment, insult. Therefore, it generates negative energy. To bless generates positive energy. Whoever curses vibrates in fear. Whoever blesses does so in love. Law of decree. The power of the verb. Everything we decree is made concrete. We must be careful to say what we mean, since the universe will do its best to bring it to us. It does not know irony or double meaning, so be very careful with your words. When we decree, we sign a contract with the universe. The verb is vibration, and everything in the universe vibrates. That vibration is received and reflected in your world. To decree is the fastest and most direct prayer. Its consequence is sometimes almost instantaneous. You will notice, if I speak of something, it happens. Actually, that is because you have asked for it. Reality is created from words. It is not by chance that in the ancient Bibles they refer to God as the Word. That which comes out of us in the form of words becomes a decree. Listen to what you say to understand why you live the reality in which you live. Law of faith. Faith is wrongly attributed to religious fervour. Faith is a pure feeling emitted from our heart and a steadfastness in something you know from the deepest part of your being, that it is so. Faith in its purity transcends any other feeling. It is not possessive and is emitted in a universal way, in full communication with the cosmos. Faith in oneself is the cornerstone of all success. Blind confidence in your ability and talent makes faith a powerful ally fighting on your behalf. Faith in oneself is the fundamental piece of every success, but you must understand it as the unconditional confidence in your capacity, your abilities, and your talent that gives you the certainty that you can achieve what you set out to do at all times, be it on a conscious or unconscious level. Law of grace. This is the achievement of karmic relief. Once we have evolved spiritually enough, grace comes to us, and the unusual and miraculous elements will follow in our environment to celebrate your existential graduation. You have become your own master. Knowledge and wisdom are given to you, and mercy works through your actions. You have understood the game, and you play it consciously. The state of grace is a state of fulfillment, achieved by reaching total self-awareness. It is what is known in the East as enlightenment, and is probably the ultimate goal of all our incarnations. Sooner or later, we will all reach this state. In the meantime, we must respect each other's process and focus on our own. The law of the one. We are all one. You cannot apply any of the above laws without understanding that all of us have the same origin and we all flow from the same source. We are one and the same thing, and we start from the same consciousness. God is everything, and we are all God. This is the maxim that you must apply. You must understand that we were not created by Him, but that we are part of Him and live in Him. God is not something external to us, nor is He found in a temple. Beyond trying to understand this law, I invite you to feel it. It is an experience that will change your life.